Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gao Yuxin. This time, I will introduce my thesis, Research on Determinants of the Employability of Professional College Graduates. And this time, I will present the first three chapters. The first chapter is about the introduction of this thesis. Based on the Higher Education Academy, they said all students, regardless of location, situation, program, or mode of study, should be equitable access to opportunities to enhance their employability and make successful transition and manage their careers. And from the China's government this year, China's government reported that for the first time, China administration evaluated the employment first policy to enhance the employment, and both in the immediate future and for some time to come. The pleasure of greater job creation will be on the rise. And the new factors that affect the employment will continue to grow. And why choose vocational college graduates? Vocational college and vocational education is an important part from of the higher education. And the ultimate goal of vocational college is to enable students to acquire more professional skills and to be able to find jobs successfully. Although graduate access to first-time employment is influenced by many factors, but I think, and from the articles, employability is one of the most important factors. From the number of articles, since the 1990s, scores have significant determinant influencing the employability of vocational college graduates, and serve to identify the moderating role self-reflection between independent variables and dependent variables, and last, to model the dimension of employability of vocational college graduates. And the research questions are proposed correspondingly. And this study may have some have significance to academia, to industry, and to others. The model on employability of vocational college graduates is proposed the context of China based on theories such as the USEM model and the Korea EDGE model. And this model are less used if students get higher score, they can apply top rank of the universities, the first tier, and then the second and the third tier, and last the vocational college. So maybe a student in vocational college haven't got a very high score, and we can say the study year. The study year at university may be 4 to 5 years, but at vocational college just 3 years. So research the vocational college graduates' employability may have an important significance. And continue for the specific concept. Next is subject knowledge and skills. Subject knowledge and skills traditionally included in university curricula to address specific occupational requirements. This knowledge and skills originate in specific demands, disciplines, or subject matter areas. And next, for the generic skills. The ability to demonstrate the non-technical skills required to carry out work experience could consist of short placement during study or in vocations, or a longer experience, or an internship after graduation. And next, for career development. Career development includes career management skills, job search skills, and presentation which consist with job getting skills, for example, theory writing or interview techniques. Last specific concept is self-reflection. Self-reflection refers to capacity to develop critical consideration of one's own worldview and the relationship to the worldview for others. It is the ability to transcend both conception, prejudice, and frames of reference, and it underlines the capacity to learn from others and from experience. It argues that these three are easier to develop. But the bottom of this iceberg, like social role, value, motivates, is difficult to develop. So, as a first step, training university education can focus on the easy to develop like skills, knowledge, and experience. Next model is the USEM model. This model is a well-known and well-used model in employability research. And understanding refers to mastering professional knowledge and to understand the relationship between expertise and discipline and the ability to actually apply it. And the skills include professional skills and generic skills. And the sense of self-efficacy refers to whether or not you agree with professional values and confidence. And last, medical refers only of the ability to learn and to reflection on oneself. The last theory is about the Career EDG model. This model attempts to bring together and extend earlier work of the researchers like the USEM model, and they gather the models into one comprehensive and coherent model. It argues that students should also be given the opportunity to reflect their experience in order to reassess their employability development and organize their plans for the future. And this about the summary of and social background. The review of the literature and discussions raised the of areas of potential interest for future research. At the same time, most articles on employability are quantitative research or focused on a specific college or major, and the research on factors affecting employability is far from enough. So based on this study research framework, I have 6 independent variables: subject knowledge and skills, generic skills, application, personal attribute, experience, and career development. And they from the theory, Holland theory, regional personalities, and the iceberg model theory. And the dependent variable is the employability from the USEM model, and the moderating variable is self-reflection from the Career EDG model. And this study have 12 hypotheses. And the next chapter is about the methodology. This research uses quantitative research, and the population is vocational college graduates in the years 2019 and 2020 in China. And from the National Statistics Bureau, the population size is over 3 million. So the sampling size decided 384. And the sampling method used non-probability sampling, and the data collection method used a questionnaire to online survey. And the data analysis method used a complementary factor analysis and the structural equation modeling. And let's use the SPS and the of this study. This research employed a closed questionnaire and used a 5-point linked scale. In the questionnaire, respondents are requested to indicate their perceptions from the scale given 5 level. And this is the source of the questionnaire variables. Totally have 55 number of questions. And for the data analysis, first step is for the pilot test. It has 30 samples, and this step provides the information to purify questionnaire schemes and merge overlapping structures. For example, some items may cause confusion or not clear expressed will be modified. And next step is for CFA To measure the adequacy of the measurement model, both construct reliable and atom reliable will be tested. And last step is SEM. The overall model fit in both measurement and structural models is evaluated using SEM. That's all. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. Can I see your framework?
Okay, can. Yep.
Yeah. It looks like you have done quite a bit of research on the appropriate models to develop this framework. It's very good. But the way that the hypothesis is labeled, usually H1, if there is a moderating variable, then H1A and that one will be H1B.
Oh, okay, I see.
Normally lah. That's the way that because they are impacting the same variables.
Oh, I see.
So H1A, H1B,
Yeah.
and this area, the moderating variables will be H1B to H6B.
Okay.
Okay. Can I see also your title?
So item for the question here.
Your title, your first page. The first page. Okay. I think it would be better if you include the word in China.
Oh, okay.
Because then it's clear that this study is happening in China.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're not sure where it's happening.
Okay.
And I have actually a lot of small comments about citations, about references, and citations, which I will not mention. But I want to mention that your questionnaire, could you include demographic variables? Do you think that would be better? Because your questionnaire is asking questions about the variables.
Yes.
So maybe you should have a section A and include some demographic information like age or field of study, because you might find some pattern related to those.
Yeah, I know. But the questionnaire after I will to modify.
Modify. Okay. Your literature seems very comprehensive in the sense that the underlying models are there. But when I look at your reference page, you have less than 50 references only.
Also some minor things like formatting.